Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Di and today I'm bringing you another round of rotating decks. This is my TBR game where I have Uno cards help me select the prompts to put together my TBR for the month. Last month was my very first round of playing this game, so if you're interested in knowing how it all works, definitely check out my very first rotating decks video, which I will link down in the description box below. I also want to let you know that my game was inspired by oceanreads' Court of Cards game and the Uno Picks My TBR game from writer of Wild Words. So before we get into this month's gameplay, I want to let you know how I did last month. So I was supposed to read these books according to the game last month. I am almost finished with The Mediator by Meg Cabot. When I am filming this, it is a week before this video is going to post. So I'm definitely going to finish this probably tonight because I only have that much left. I have not yet started my 3 volumes of The Wallflower by Tomoko Hayakawa. Manga doesn't take me too long to get through, so I'm probably going to breeze right through this. And since I do have a week left, I don't foresee not finishing this. And then I was supposed to read the Book of Life, which is the 3rd book in the All Souls trilogy by Deborah Harkness. I have read this, nice thick chunker. So I have finished that. So I did pretty well. The other book that I was supposed to read was Midsummer Night's Mischief, which is the 1st book in the Wiccan Wheel mystery series by Jennifer David Hess. I did read that, and there is already a chapter by chapter where I share with you my candid thoughts as I read that book up on my channel, as well as a first impressions video if you're interested in my non-spoilery general thoughts on that selection. So definitely check that out if you are interested. So for the month of May, I really want to focus my reading on manga. I wanted to do this big manga reading month because I haven't read a lot of manga up to this point in the year. And so since we do March Mystery Madness in March, I thought, why not do May Manga Madness in May? So we'll see if the game will cooperate with me in helping me to succeed in reading more manga in the month of May. So let's get into some gameplay right now, and I will be back with you after to show you what books I have chosen for those prompts. So here's our setup for this month's TBR game. As you can see, we are still playing with the Disney and Friends Mickey Mouse deck. I have already shuffled the deck, and so my daughter will come and cut the deck so that you know that I don't know what is on the top of this deck. The deck has been cut, so let's pull our 3 cards for the month, starting with a 5 of, this is the salmon color. So in this deck there is no blue, so salmon will be blue, so that's 5 blue. And the prompt is Bleach Omnibus. Not sure if you can see that. It says Bleach Omnibus. So that is our first pick. Our second pick is a wild card. It is a plain wild, so that means we will be changing up the deck again. I can decide which prompt stack I can pull from. So since I pulled blue last time, I will pull green this time. So right off the top, this one says prior commitment. So that means an arc. I do have a few arcs from NetGalley and Edelweiss that I'd like to get to, so that will be the one to fulfill this. let us change out the deck. I will have my daughter pick which deck to choose next, and we will be back as soon as that deck has been shuffled. Okay, so we are back. My daughter has decided that we will be using the Jurassic World deck now. So that is what is here. I've already shuffled that deck. My daughter will come and do the honors to cut. And our last pull for this round of rotating decks will be a green skip. So that is rather fortunate. So that means that I do not have to pick a prompt to fulfill that card, and that will do it for this round of rotating decks. So that was another interesting game. We switched the deck again. I'm very surprised that we switched the deck again so soon. So having this rotating deck theme is working as well as I hoped it was going to be. I'm just really enjoying spending time with the decks that I have selected. So I did select my 3 prompts for the month, plus I always have the Book One Cozies Club selection, so that's 4 things to read during the month. And May's Book One Cozies Club selection will be Haunted Homicide by Lucy Ness. This is the first book in the Haunted Mansion mystery series. So if you'd like to read this along with me, definitely keep an eye out for my chapter by chapter videos. In those videos, I break the book down into a certain number of chapters per section and give you my candid, spoilery thoughts as I read those chapters. If you're more interested in hearing my general unspoilery thoughts on this book, definitely wait until later in the month for my Book One Cozies Club Series First Impressions video on this one. I am super excited for this because Haunted Mansion is my favorite Disney ride, and I really enjoy Haunted Mansion stories as well as haunted house books, and so I am super excited for this one. So that is the selection that I didn't pull a card for. The first card I did choose was this Salmon 5 from the Mickey and Friends deck. That deck does not have a blue card in it, so salmon is the color that we substituted for blue, and so the blue prompt was Bleach Omnibus. So that just means that I need to read a Bleach omnibus. I haven't yet started to read Bleach, which is why I wanted to put this prompt in the deck. I had talked to my daughter about possibly doing a read a watch along for this sometime this year, and having this prompt come up was really great. So that means we are going to start that project. It also fits my May Manga Madness challenge, so that's great as well. Here is the very first Bleach Omnibus by Tight Kubo. We have already watched the entirety of this anime, but we haven't ever read the manga. So I'm super excited to get this started. This is 3 volumes in 1, and so this will be my selection for my first prompt. The second card I chose was a Wild, again from the Mickey and Friends deck. This means that I had to rotate the deck, which was super fun, but it also meant that I could just choose whatever color prompt I wanted, so I decided to go for a green prompt, since in the last game I chose a blue one, and for this one I had pulled Prior Commitment, which basically means that I will be reading like an arc from NetGalley that I requested, or maybe an old Book One Cozies Club selection that I never read. So I decided to go ahead and do an old NetGalley selection because I really want to work on getting my NetGalley percentage up. So I'm going to read Every Dead Thing. This is the first book in the Charlie Parker thriller series by John Connolly. This is, from what I understand, it is about a police officer who is investigating a serial killer, but the police officer has also had some misfortune in his past regarding his wife and daughter being murdered. That's pretty much all I know about this one. It's all I want to know about this one because it is a thriller, so I'm excited to get to this one in the month of May. And so since we had to change out the deck, my daughter decided to go ahead and choose the Jurassic World deck, which I really wanted to play with because I am super excited for the next movie that's coming out, even though we do have to wait quite a bit before that gets released. But the deck decided to give me a green skip. So that means that I don't have to read a book or anything for this prompt. So I only have to read the Book One Cozy's Club selection, the Bleach Omnibus, and the Charlie Parker thriller to satisfy my promise for May, which means that that's really going to help me out with my want to read more manga in the month of May. The game decided to give me a little bit of a break in regards to the prompts that I pulled, so I'm super excited to get to some reading in May. If you'd like to join me on my May Manga Madness challenge, definitely do so. It's just a challenge to read as much manga as you can in the month of May, or just to read more manga than you have read to date in the year. So I'm hoping to get to a lot of titles this month. I have created a jar here to help me select some manga titles if I don't know what to pick up next. So I hope you enjoyed this month's round of rotating decks. Let me know down in the comments below if you have read any of these books, if you will be joining in on my Book One Cozy's Club selection, or if you will be joining in on reading manga in May. If there is a particular deck that you'd like to see on the next deck rotation, definitely let me know down in the comments below. You can see all of the decks that I have on the thumbnail of my first rotating decks TBR video. Or if you watch some of the beginning of that video, I also show you all of the decks that I have there. If you have made it this far in the video, please leave me the word manga down in the comments below. That would be greatly appreciated and would really help me out. That will do it for me today. I hope you're all doing great. I hope you're all safe and healthy. And until next time, take care and smile always. Bye.